Hey, Fuzzy fans. It's taken me a second to get in my nest here because I've got so many things I want to show you. So let's see if I can get a few more of them in the shot here. Okay. I'm Cadence. I'm Cadence Kidwell, proprietress here at Fuzzy Goat, and I've got lots of fun things to show you here. We have some of our favorite kits are back in stock and some of our favorite bags also. So everything I'm going to show you this morning can be found at fuzzygoatyarns.com. And here is the Kilim Shawl, which is our sample, and it is now back in stock. We got a bunch of these and they flew out the door, and I can see why. It really is my favorite sample in the shop. I just love this. And so we've got a bunch of these back in stock, so this might last us a little bit. So we've got the Kilim Shawl. It's got these 4 skeins, which are the 4 skeins that are in our sample. And so we're really excited to have these back in the store. You use a herringbone stitch here, and then a linen stitch here, and then there's some knit trim also. It's just fabulous. You would think it might be rough because it does look like a Kilim rug, but it's super soft and squishy and just so fun and lovely, and goes with everything. It's colorful without being abrasive, if you know what I mean. And I love colorful. So we got the Kilim Shawls kits back in the store. Another one that I never even got a chance to tell you about because we got 10 of them at the time, and they I don't even know how those 10 people found out about it, but they just flew right out. But we got these back in now, which is the Madeline Tosh Up All Night kit. And we have the 3 colors that the actual sample is made in here. I'm working on this pattern myself. I love working on it. I chose it before I even knew I could get kits. So I'll show you mine. I'm using some other yarns we have in the store. So if you want to make your own 3, we're happy to help you put those together. But these kits come together with the exact colors that are in this pattern. And I chose this pattern originally for traveling because there's lots of garter stitch in there, so I could do the garter stitch during some of the times when I was in meetings and I had to pay attention. And then there's some really fun lace that's also easy to memorize in there too. So it's really great. Let me find mine and I'll show you. Mine was in I'm using some copper corgi, which we also still have in the store. We have that for maybe about 10 more days. And so I am making mine. Oh, I've got some of my sweater yarn in here too. Well, look at that. I brought this to show you, and actually what I have in this bag is leftover sweater yarn. So I guess I won't be showing you mine. I should have opened up my bag to see what was in there before I left the house. But I'll have another project in process to show you. But the Up All Night kits are really great there. So it's a Madeline Tosh yarn and the pattern also, and it's just a really fun kit to do. And speaking of Madeline Tosh, they also have some of this assigned pooling yarn. So what is assigned pooling, you ask? We are selling these in doubles. They are for Barker's patterns. Dawn Barker makes patterns that when you get to, she writes patterns, when you get to this color in the yarn, you do a special stitch. So it's really fun. You're knitting along, and there's a basic pattern to follow to get the shape of what you're making. But then when you get to this color, then you do like a little daisy stitch in it too. I'll show you an example of that in a different yarn. I made this one in Alicia's Knitwise Fibers pooling yarn here, but you can see how you make these little daisies when you get to the yarn. And so this is one of Dawn Barker's patterns that 2 skeins of this will make. In this particular colorway, they're limited edition. Madeline Tosh is only making a few of them. It's in fingering, and this particular colorway is called Marilyn. That's right up my alley. I like a good citrine chartreuse color there. This one is really fun. We have a sample photograph on our page for this. This one is called something ballerina, right? Where is the name? Seated ballerina. And this looks really fun on the cowl pattern, but you could use this and if you wanted to make a scarf or anything like that. And when you look at it in the skein, there seems to be a lot of the dark blue, but then what happens when you get to that in the pattern is that's when you do the little daisy stitch. So it actually kind of makes it dimensional and uses up the yarn a little bit differently. So you can see like where this amount of blue would have been that amount of white in there. And make a little stitch. It's kind of like make your own adventure. So we've got Marilyn, we've got Seated Ballerina, and then we have Everyday Objects. And those are their 3 limited edition colors right now. We've got those in our project kit page, and they are sold in pairs because most of Dawn's patterns are for making them in pairs. And that way we can have enough for you guys to make what you want with that. Thank you for your compliments on my sweater. This is my black Thorn sweater, and I have to say, Melissa gets to do this all the time. She wears one of her own sweaters every day of the week. She's not a shawl person. I like wearing shawls and scarves and things like that, so she's always wearing one of her sweaters. But every day this week, I've gotten to wear one of my own knitted sweaters. So this has been super fun. This one is also made out of Madeline Tosh. This one is salt, and we have a double order of salt. I'm really loving this color. I'm using that in my Descent cardigan that I'll show you in just a minute also. And I used Cardinal for the red. And this is a good example of how they change over dye lots, and the weather and stuff like that. So this is the same color as what I'm wearing. It doesn't read the same right now, different dye lot, different so forth. But if you want the same red, we have this beautiful Cowgirls Blues. This looks like a very similar red, I think, to the one in mine right now, and it's called Chili Pepper. So you could put those two together, and you could still get that same effect. My little notes are rolling over here. Okay, so we got those in stock. You can make my sweater if you want. We can help you put together other colors for this sweater. Then we have some other kits too. We've got the Pixie Hat. So I'm a little partial to this one because my girl Carolina wrote the pattern for this. So we've got Pixie Hat kits so that you can buy the yarn and you can get the pattern with it also. It only takes 1 skein of this Pixie yarn, which is super fun. It's got the little daisies on it. And when you knit it up, sometimes some of the daisies end up on the inside. I think I've pushed, but then you kind of find them on the inside and you push them out to the outside, right? Because that's where you want them, where you can all see them. It's got this cute little thing. You could really knit this in one evening and make a super fun hat for lots of people that would enjoy something like that. So we've sold a lot of these kits already, and we just got a restock this week of our daisy chain. So we can offer more of those. And then we made another hat kit. This one was really popular also, the Musselberg hat, which Susan knit here. And let me show you how this works. It's so funny. Okay, so I love this. This is what's great about a hat, right? Especially when you do it in a stripe. It's so geometric. It's so satisfying. But look at how it's a double layer hat. See if I can get all that online at the same time. And so Susan has also done some of these where this was half of one, it's one whole skein, where she's done like this in orange and this in blue for a gator fan. Go Gators. And you can swap it because it's inside. You take this layer and you put it up inside there. This is called the Musselberg hat. And then you can turn up the brim on it here. Let's see. And so you can warm your ears up. You can make it slouchy. It's really fun. And we made some kits out of some of these striped yarns too. So look at this sweet purple and yeah, lilac there. This is Pan 22, named after the Pantone colors for 2022. And this is yellow and gray. And this is called Pan 21, after the Pantone colors for 2021. And then the colors in the hat that I am wearing, this one is 3017. And then we also got these two different ones also. This one is 3005, this nice red, and the blues with some citrine in it, of course, is 3003. And so you can do a Musselberg kit also and make a hat. Won't that be fun to do that too? But maybe you're not into hats. Earth Yarns, Peter, my friend Peter, who works at Earth, he called me up. He said, "Did you get the dress I sent you?" I said, "Dress? Why are you sending me a dress?" He's so funny. He's always like trying to tell me about different things. And when we saw the Kilim Shawl pattern, I'm like, I want kits in that. We're going to make kits. So we just really love all that kind of stuff. So Peter said, "Did you get the dress?" Okay. So the next day I got my mail. This is the little dress. Isn't this the cutest thing? And so that can also be made from our Earth fingering yarn too. This is one skein, but of course different sizes would require more. And then it just has these cute little buttons that are all squishy and made out of the yarn too. I think they're crocheted. But isn't that the sweetest little thing? So thank you, Peter, for the dress. I just love this. It's a great example too of how the striped yarns work out. So if you didn't want something quite that bright, I think this would make this would also stripe and be super sweet on that. While I was setting up at the end of the day yesterday, Mr. Fuzzy Goat, who often brings over some of the mannequins for me and the harder things to move around, he said, "Well, what about the forest friends?" I'm like, what are the forest friends? What are you talking about? It was like a light bulb went off. So we've had the store for 8 years now, and all of a sudden, sometimes I feel like he's just now kind of like plugged into a few things. But it was really helpful because I haven't shown you these in a while. So yes, our forest friends, they are little taxidermies that make, I should have brought one over a finished one over to show you. They make heads, taxidermy heads. So isn't that great? The dress pattern is called Alyssa, and we're going to have the link up to the yarn page where that's at. So yes, it's called Alyssa, Elyssa. And so we have and they have everything you need in here. They even have like the little wooden backing board on it. So we have a fox. We have a deer, which is my favorite, and Melissa wants to make sure that I tell you that at this season you can also put like a little red pom-pom on the end of it and make it Rudolph. Wouldn't that be cute? Here is a photograph of what it actually looks like done. These come from England. Louise makes them. I love having them in the store. And then we have a unicorn. So these make great fun projects for nurseries, for your own decoration. I love having them up in the store. I kind of feel like it's a little nod to the taxidermy culture, but an art twist with knitting on it. So I really like those. Then we got a restock of our bags. But let's see, before I tell you about the bags, which you can kind of see behind me, I want to tell you about how my sweater's going. So I'm working on my Descent. I'll show you the picture of what it looks like here. So I am working on my Descent pullover, but I'm making it into a cardigan. Andrea Rangel has a great written out hack for how to do that. I'll bring you along with me when I get to the cutting part. I'm also making some changes as I go along. Because I'm going to be making it a cardigan, I did my neck line in the main body color instead of my contrast color, because I'm not going to want my button placket to be, the main body color too, because I want what's really supposed to be like the lace collar for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, is who the pattern is written in honor of. I want that to be the main feature and not my collar and down the front. So it's really easy to make those kind of changes. And so I have maybe 10 more rows of color work. And that's really the funnest part, right? Just like this sweater, the color work is the funnest part. And then you got to stay really motivated from there. I don't know how Melissa stays motivated. Part of what will be motivating me is because I'm going to want to finish it. And so this is where I'm also using salt in there. I just love this kind of slightly yellowish natural color. If you're like autumn colorway like I am, this color is what's in my sweater. Looks good on me, I think. And then I'm also using, which we just got a bunch in stock, back in stock. You can, here I am on my chart, again, wadded up. But my pattern placeholder is marking my place exactly where I needed. The written directions for the modification, let me show you. They are written, they are online, they are pages of them. I mean, I feel super smart for having worked this out and trying to figure this out, because you got to read it all ahead of time and sort out where you do these increases, where you add something. And what I really appreciate about this is because you see how the pattern goes up and down, you know, like there's a set that has the lace that's a little bit longer as you go along that way. Well, in the pullover, you know, they go up and down all around. But in your cardigan, you're going to want the one that ends on this side to also be over here. So she had to factor in the fact that you were going to have an extra half set in there. Isn't that pretty? And so let me show you where, and then you have to add in 5 extra stitches for where you're going to cut. So you can see all through here. Here's all my regular lace. Here's my regular lace. And this is the section where I just do, you know, green, white, green, white, green, white to get through it. And that's the section where I'm going to cut when the time comes. I'm thinking that I'm going to go ahead and finish the body and then cut before I go to the sleeves. Mostly because I'm going to be so curious, excited, anxious to try that part that I'll probably do that before I do the sleeves. We'll see. Stay tuned. All right, bags. We got some bags from Treasure. They are Treasures. Treasure makes our prickly owl bags here, and we have a few plaid ones in. Treasure prints these with our Fuzzy Goat logo on them. She has a tassel. Each tassel is unique. These have some of the plaid, which is really just fun. The insides are always a little bit different too. They sit up nicely. They have handles. They have drawstrings. They have no zippers to catch any of your knitting. And so we have this one here. I think I'm calling this one on the website Orange Plaid. And then we have Red Plaid. This one is kind of calling my name. Any of you guys, any Alabama fans? That looks like that might fit in there, or Georgia fans. I'm not good at knowing exactly what shade of red goes with which. All right, let's see. Then we have cats. You guys, I've listened. Some of you like the cats. I forget about cats. I'm really a dog person, but I don't have either one right now. So I remembered to get some cat fabric for you. This one is a perennial favorite. The bees sell out every time. I can see why. I love yellow and I love the bees. I have little bee earrings. This one is my personal favorite also, being a Floridian by birth and growing up there. Although these could also be peaches. We call this one citrus. Oh, I already got the cats there. And then this is one that I also have in my collection. This one here is called Fawn. And it's got these little speckles on there because I think it looks like a deer. So I called it Fawn. Treasure finds the fabrics, sews the fabrics, and all of that. I just name them when we put them in the store, the online store. So we got some tassel bags. Those probably won't make it last a long time because we did get some, but they don't come that often, and they take a while for Treasure to make by hand, and we just love supporting her. Then what also is going on here behind me is we got a restock of our Ori bags. You guys love these. These are made out of recycled bottles, plastic bottles. And so they're really great for the environment. This is our, which size is this? I think this is the small size, perfect for a shawl pattern. Could also be a kid's backpack. It is actually a backpack, but it has plenty of strap length to be an adult backpack, but can also be your personal project bag. It's got pockets on the inside with a zipper. And then it's got a space here that you could put an iPad in or your phone, or it's even a little insulated. You could even put, like a piece of fruit or a little sandwich that you wanted to keep cool in there. It's got a pocket on the outside. So this particular pattern, this bold camo, is part of their limited edition, but we also have it in some solid colors too. And we got corn back in. Deanna's been carrying this one, and it just looks fabulous. Looks like it was made for. And so this is corn, and this is the medium size. And then we got, let me get to it. We got this petrol blue, super fun. Oh, we got the large size. My friend Janet had the large size, and I was like, okay, well, let's see. So let's see. There's a little bit difference there. Can you see the size difference? Large and medium. So it just depends on how much stuff you want to put. They're very lightweight. They're really cool. There's lots of room in there. That's the large. You could definitely be packing a sweater project in there. Then some ones that also sold out really fast is this one. I'm bringing it over. I'm just making a mess here on my display. Okay. This one sold out really fast. Kit got around one of these and then wore it back in, and everybody wanted one, and we didn't have any, but now we have some more. We have each of the ones I'm showing you we have in different colors. I just didn't bring them all over because you see how klutzy I am with the ones I did bring over. This is super fun. It's a crossbody. I mean, you could wear it over your shoulder, but it's also a crossbody, and so of course you can just use it exactly as it was intended, but it's also a good enough size for a small one skein project, right? Everything has to be related to a project. There's a pocket on the outside for your phone. There's another pocket on the inside, another zipper pocket on the inside, all of that. But let me show you the thing that I got that I just love. I bought one of these to use on my trip when I was flying. It's what somebody might call, in a derogatory way, a fanny pack, but it's also called a hip bag. That's the new way to talk about it, I guess. I don't really know. I am not afraid to call it a fanny pack, but I used this exact one. So I got one when I made my order, and I tried it out, and I love it. So now I've ordered a bunch for the store. So Carolina also took one with her to New York, and she wore hers. You can adjust the strap. She wore hers as a crossbody in a way that, let me see if I get this all adjusted for you here. You can also take the strap out altogether and just carry it as a little round clutch, which I think is super cute. But she wore hers like this in New York, and you could slide it down a little bit. You can move it around on there. So I loved having this with me on the plane. I wore it around my waist because I could get to all the things I needed. I could have my hand sanitizer. I could have my lip balm, my driver's license. I could put my phone in here. See, I still have my hand sanitizing wipes in here. And I can also put my notions. And there's another little zipper pouch. I could put some notions. I could put my handy tool, my stitch stoppers, and all that. So when you're on the plane and they want you to put everything away. Well, if you still have your knitting in your lap, you can do that, but you can't have your project bag and all of that. And inevitably you need a stitch marker because you lost one and it popped off and it's in the seat behind you, or something's happening and you're dropping a stitch. All of this was like strapped on me around my waist. And it was just right there. It was so handy. I loved it. I loved having my hands free like that. So what I thought might have not been related to the store, just kind of something I was getting for myself, I was really glad to use it on the trip, and have now got, I think, 4 different colors for the store, and I can't say enough good things about it in support of your knitting life. But it's also great, we want to help you with your holiday gifts too, so that you can get things for folks that maybe aren't even knitters, and they wouldn't come across this somewhere else. I'm super excited about these. They come from London. I've been listening to, I can't wait for the next season of The Crown to come out. So all things British right now. That's what I got to show you today. So that was a wide range here. And I'm sorry I didn't bring my Up All Night to show you and brought the wrong bag, but I'll get that sorted out also. I'll put the links up for these. I can't wait to see what you guys have in store for us to help you with today. And Jennifer and Melissa and I are here to help serve you. You can text us at 229-236-GOAT. Have a fabulous Saturday.